or something.
Okay, I'm gonna
one other charge. Interference with the.
I'm gonna roll on this. You have rights and cops have duties. So I'm gonna go live right now, and I've got you have rights, cops have duties. First name is Willis, and he's gonna tell us a little bit of his story right now about what happened to him. I'm way up north right now, so I'm not in Los Angeles. I couldn't send him a StreamYard, so I just wanted to jump on the phone with him while we had the opportunity to talk. And so let's hear his story. So, you know, as you guys know, this past week we did 2 fundraisers back to back, and it was really hard, and we got it done, and we got Willis out of jail. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to talk to him a little bit about his charges and what happened, and how he's being charged with assaulting a police officer for simply pushing the guy away from him. So, Willis, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm all right. My wrists are still swollen in the spot where the guy picked me up by the handcuffs.
He picked you up by the handcuffs?
They had them on way too tight. Huh?
He picked you up by the handcuffs?
Yeah, he picked me up initially by the handcuffs after I did the passive resistance, the auto flop that I did.
So walk me through from the very beginning. How does this whole thing go down? What happens? How does the cop pretend no one's seen the video, and the first time that anybody's meeting you is now?
Yeah, everybody who sees the video, they think that we're protesting these dudes fixing water pipes, but that's not it. There's an old public service agent that has been like volunteering around town. He was employed to dump the trash like every Wednesday, but at the same time, he'd been harassing my family since 2010. But in 2015, I started getting videos of this harassment, and I posted a video of him harassing me in 2015 on my channel, and then my family moved out of town in 2015. We were getting harassed by a different deputy back then, and then after the deputy got like one too many complaints against him or something, and was finally had to like go seek employment somewhere else.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
My family moved back to town in 2018.
And you're talking about there in Nevada, correct?
Yeah, and then so in 2018, in 2015, on my video that I got of a conversation with this harassing public service agent, he's telling me I should clean my yard and all this other stuff. And then so when I was back here in 2018, there was a couple things that I wanted to pick up and take down to this local dump yard down here. And as soon as this guy found out that I was using the dump yard to dump my stuff, he like stepped in with this county position and had the dump closed down.
Oh, really? So this story is about an asshole? This story is about an asshole who was harassing you, pretty much? Is that where we're at now?
Yeah. This story begins with an asshole harassing me using his government position to be official oppression, and then it leads into protests. It leads into I've tried to get filed many complaints, and the complaints keep going unheard. The deputies tell me they can't do nothing to help me from this like harassing public service agent, and then it leads to this protesting that leads to him getting out of his truck and not even going to perform his duties, but coming straight up to my camera to tell me he was going to stick my camera up my ass.
Oh, really?
And then further, yeah, I defended myself against that, and then pursue me further, to which I had to defend myself again.
So let me get this straight. You're filming someone who works for the city or is working for the city, and then the town, and then he calls the cops there.
Well, first he shows up on the scene where we're just watching a public service agent perform his duty. He shows up on the scene, he gets out of his truck, he comes straight towards the camera, wanting to tell that he was going to stuff my camera up my ass. And then he made it clear that that's what he was saying, and that was when I defended myself the first time. Then his other public service agent came and got in between us and broke it up, and then all of a sudden, they act like they're going to go back to their duty, but then he doesn't go back to his duty. He just leaves his duty right there and starts coming to pursue me again.
And so this is a guy who works for the city, and he's messing with you. Is that right?
He works for the county. Yeah, he works for the county, and this was even when we were protesting this guy, when the bootlickers uptown didn't understand our protest and tried to tell us to leave public and told us to shut up and leave public. And since we wouldn't shut up and leave public, Silent Auditor caught them conspiring on camera to kick me in the nuts, knock the cameras out of my hands, start punching me, and then when I defend myself, they were going to say that I was the one attacking them and that they were just merely defending themselves against me.
Really? And Silent Auditor, he has a video of this? Does he have audio of this?
Yeah, he has audio of them conspiring to kick me in the nuts, knock the cameras out of my hands, attack me. When I defend myself, they would tell the cops that I was actually the one attacking them and that they were the ones defending against me.
Wow.
Caught on camera. But the local district attorney isn't picking it. He's sleeping on the charge against this woman that shot a Silent Auditor.
She shot at him?
And, it was a big 2-hour-long defense. I had to dance and bob and weave around a fucking parking lot in a common area uptown, and they were attacking me 2-on-1. The son brought a fucking gun, 357, to the scene, and then the mom that was attacking me 2-on-1 went to the back and produced the 357 and chased Silent Auditor down and pulled the trigger to his back as he was walking away, and the bullet went over his right shoulder.
No way! You went through a full-on shootout? Like, what the fuck?
No, it wasn't really a shootout. It was an attack because we were protesting this same public service agent, and 3 bootlickers, or actually 2 bootlickers with their lady friend, were walking up the street and heard us protesting this public service agent.
Wow.
Then they didn't like what we had to say. They didn't like our words. They didn't like what we had to say. They thought we should stop. They thought we should shut up, and they thought that we should leave. But we were in public, and we were using our First Amendment right to protest. They didn't understand, so they went and conspired on how they were going to attack me.
No way. This is a trip.
It led to a big bloody fight where there was at one point I couldn't even, all I could do was defend myself because they already had a gun in the situation, and if I got taken down, they could have shot me while I was pinned to the ground.
What the hell?
You know what I'm saying?
How much of this is on video?
Yeah, it was most of it was all on video. Yeah, most of the whole thing was on video, and my eyes were beating black and blue, and I never let the last 20 men in fights that I've been in with let black and blue my face, right?
Yeah.
And fucking the district attorney, my sister was gonna try to take me and Silent Auditor in to try to get like a restraining orders against these people, right, that attacked us. But me and Silent Auditor decided we didn't want none of that. Well, my sister was Silent Auditor's wife, so she did a restraining order just for their kids. Well, the district district attorney guy comes out of the district attorney office and comes over and like about faces and stands there with his arms crossed staring at my sister. And then he might have stared at me first and then stared at my sister, but whichever one of us, he stared at us first, and then he turned and then stared at my sister all grumpy, like an attempt at intimidation. It was pretty much telling us that, hey, look it, I'm the district attorney that's going to be handling the case against this woman that shot at you. And this woman that shot at us hasn't even, for all intents and purposes, we haven't heard of an arraignment.
So, okay. So, this is one hell of a story. This is one hell of a story. So, I don't even know where we are.
Pretty trippy. I'm pretty scared. I'm scared, really. But
Well,
I'm a protester, so I have to just keep on going.
How many? What's the population of the town that you're in?
It's less than 200.
And who's the prosecuting attorney over there in that town?
Well, the district attorney, the seating district attorney, his name is Chris Arabia. But the thing is there's this John Friel Jr. that always, in the 90s, he had like a 98% plea bargain rate or something, or maybe like 99%. The Fed stepped in and told him he had to cut that plea bargain rate back in the 90s. And then he got to keep his seat as district attorney. But then I believe he got like pulled over for DUI and he had to become deputy district attorney.
What's his name again?
So they have
Dan
John
what?
Friel Jr.
Dan?
John Friel.
Friel, F-R-A-I-L? John Friel Jr.?
Friel or something.
Okay. Well, you know, I don't mind giving him a call. I'll give him a call myself. I'll tell him exactly that the whole world.
This is a crooked attorney. This is a crooked district attorney dude that he gets paid by Area 51 to make people hurt around here because they don't want no population in the county. It's like the biggest county in Nevada with like the lowest population, and they pick on the poor.
That is so weird. So apparently you have a long history here with the people involved in what's going on, and the guy had been trying to bully you, and you're like, I'm not going to be bullied. And so you were filming him, and then the cops got involved. Is that right so far?
Yeah.
Okay. And so
yeah, that's basically it culminated to the other day when I finally defended myself, and then all of a sudden they're just painting me as just needs to be whatever. I don't have I shouldn't have a First Amendment in their eyes. I shouldn't have. I even got this guy that's been harassing me. He's standing behind the public glass. It's in one of my videos on my channel. YouHaveRights CopsHaveDuties, where this guy that's been harassing me for years, I tell him it's my First Amendment right to tell him that he has a piss poor service and how fucked up he is.
yeah.
And he goes, he shakes his hand at me like, he like throws his hand at me like, oh, like you don't have no First Amendment right. And then he flips me off from behind the public glass down at the public building, and he goes, there's your First Amendment right there.
Wow. Not shocking. You know, a lot of these small town good old boys, you know, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. You know what ends that? The camera. The camera ends all of that. If you turn your camera on and you expose them, they can't have that good old boys thing that they had going on for the past 150 years. And that's what's been going on. The only equalizer is the camera. So now take me to the next step. So the cop comes and you're filming a county employee doing his job, right?
Yeah, that plus when the guy that has been harassing me shows up, I start protesting the guy that's been harassing me. They don't like my style, they don't like my expression, they don't like my words, they don't like the way I'm delivering my words. They don't like being held accountable, they don't like my camera. They want to shut me up. They think I'm the only guy around here that protests, and they can just fucking sideswipe my motherfucking ass.
Well, you know, everything you just said, I can understand what you said. What'd you say? You said they don't like the way I do it. They don't like my words. They don't approve of my methodology, and so they want to shut me down. You know what? I can relate to a lot of that, because before I came around, the torture cuffs weren't even on the table. Terry versus Ohio wasn't even talked about. And I've come to this table to tell us it's time to clear it. And it starts here with you. So now you start filming this cop, and you're filming the guy who you're protesting. And then what happens next? No one's seen your video. No one knows. You're just explaining it step by step. What's the next thing that happens?
Well, it's all sorts of crazy stuff. What I can remember is like, I'm going to record this guy, and then the cop steps in front, the deputy steps in front of me, and like he was about to do the forearm shiver on me that he did to me at the end. But I stop and I go around the other side of the truck, and then another public service agent that I have never seen before shows up on scene. So I go to get his name just to make sure it isn't this other code enforcement dude that likes to try to act like he owns our public areas in this town. It wasn't this guy. It was asking for his name. I didn't actually even get his name before I was forearm shivered by the deputy. So
really,
like, I walked up to the vehicle, the government vehicle driver door, and I started yelling at the dude, name and employee number, and then that was when the deputy didn't like my words and did a forearm to my chest, shoving me back like 3 feet.
For words?
And
You didn't. There was no attack. You got a forearm to the chest. Exactly why'd you get the forearm to the chest, though?
because I think that the deputy didn't like how I was standing there yelling at the guy for his name and his employee number.
So he walked up and punched you?
Maybe he didn't punch me really. He did the back of his forearm, just like only you used the front of his forearm, your forearm on that guy's face. He did the back of his forearm on my chest.
Oh, like a club, like a club across your chest.
Yeah, and it was a shove. It was like a shove for about 3 feet. So, and then I was like, "Don't push me," and I used my hand on his shoulder, which then he acted like that was the end of all eternity and just started performing whatever he was going to do to formulate his arrest on me.
Oh, so when you pushed him back because he shoved you, then all of a sudden you were some sort of horrifically violent and he was offended by you. Is that right?
Yeah, I was bait for his fodder. I was fodder for his undertaking or whatever.
Now, is that a misdemeanor charge or a felony charge?
At this time, they appear to be misdemeanor charges, but I don't know. I have a long way ahead of me, a long road ahead of me as far as litigation is concerned.
You have a long road ahead of you for sure. But so
Yeah.
you're being charged when someone was physical with you and you responded. And this is the problem in our country. The idea that police can do anything they want to you, and if you have any kind of response to that you're a criminal. And it's just not true. Half of the thugs who are cops are pigs, and half of the cops are pigs and criminals. And I don't respect them. Now, there's some cops that are supposed to be decent, but I don't meet them very often. Once in a while, I meet some of them. But for the most part, most of the police in America are dog shit, scum, pigs. And I'm sorry if you don't like that. If you say, oh, my brother, my best friend, my lover, he's not a scumbag. You don't go with him on calls. You don't see what he does. You have no idea the charges he puts on people. You don't know what that person does to another person when you're not around. I don't care if he was your daddy, your best friend, or your brother. He is likely 60%, 65, 70, 75, 80% chance he is a pig. And that's apparently what You Have Rights, Cops Have Duties has had to deal with. So now, when he shoves you with the forearm and you fall back, go ahead.
I was going to tell you that there's a whole other level to this whole thing too. Is that there's people in the town that know me as like a voice, like that. I've been arrested for freedom of speech many times in the county, and for raising my voice at public service agents he's just a property owner in town. He came to my house because he knows that I protest, and he showed me this letter that he got from the county, and the county is trying to tell him how many cars he can have at his house and where to build an opaque fence, and that he has to put all his property behind an opaque fence. And as long as they have this letter on him, he can't sell his property or use his property or intend its usage.
And so, go ahead.
I have a feeling that they're going to do this to a lot of people around here, Joey.
Yeah. Well, what happens is people acquire stuff, and then when you're poor, the stuff you have, you don't want to get rid of because it does have some value. And so what happens in a lot of communities that are distressed or socioeconomically bankrupt, then what they'll do is you'll get this excess of old cars that will stack up on properties because people don't want to get rid of that old car because somebody could buy it someday and they don't have any money. And so they're doing the best they can to keep the ends meeting. And so that's what your buddy's doing. And so now they want to shut you.
We like to work on cars, and we like to have fun. We like to have our artwork. A lot of rednecks like to build art out of cars. And some people like to do other things that other people can't understand, but they need to leave people the hell alone.
Right. I listen. I'm with you, man. I've been dealing with this for a long time. How the counties in the different states across America are literally just stealing people's cars. They're stealing their property because they don't want the property to be sitting around and think it looks bad. Or it's like the idea that America isn't a third world country. We are smack dab in the middle of living in a third world country when Germany is making commercials about us saying that they don't feed their people. They need to send food to the Americans from Germany. I'm not kidding. These are real commercials going on around the world right now because the government is starving people and ripping us off. And that's exactly what you're experiencing. So I want to focus just on your arrest, though, and so if you can. So the cop gives you a forearm shiver, and then you slightly push him back because it's natural. You don't know why the guy pushed you to begin with, and then he attacks you and puts you in the torture cuffs, correct?
Yeah.
How many people jumped on top of you to put you in those torture cuffs?
Just one guy.
Just that one guy? And what happens in the process?
Yeah.
How'd you get your shoulder injured?
It was, the elicited push from me was more of a boisterous, hey dickhead push. You know what I mean? It was more of like it wasn't even a show. It was just barely a thing. It was an artistic expression that was coming out of a protest where he thought he could put his hands on me, but I can't. But I don't want to live in a world where this is happening. And then somebody. I didn't want that deputy and all the other deputies to know that they can't just push my neighbors because they don't like the way one of my neighbors is talking.
Right. Because he went to physical violence with you right away.
Yeah, he kind of set the tone and then punished me for following suit.
Oh, I see. So he set the level to violence, and then when you responded ever so slightly, then all of a sudden you were the villain, and when he had started the physical violence.
Yeah, and then he has this whole good old buddy system behind me to be able to put me into his dungeon after he slammed me into the public works truck.
Oh, he slammed you into the public works truck?
Yeah, he slammed me into the public works truck, taking me down to the ground, and then I tried to regroup myself, and he was still trying to struggle me down to he couldn't handle us just standing up peacefully while he put the cuffs on. He had to make it keep struggling forever.
Oh, it's their policy to treat you like you're a prisoner of war upon initial interaction with you. And people wonder why people don't like cops and don't respect police and don't want any more cops or any more training. I don't want any more training.
Yeah.
I'm all trained out over here. I'm going to pass on any more additional training for cops. That's what I'm going to pass on.
Yeah.
So he takes you down to he slams you against this truck, takes you down to the ground, and then he slaps the torture cuffs on you. Is that correct?
I tell him I want to regroup myself. I put my hands behind my back for him, but because I didn't want to be roughed up anymore. You know?
Right, I understand that.
I did an elicited show of expression. I didn't go up to the cop and shove him out of the blue. He shoved me with the forearm about 3 feet, and then that's when I did an elicited expression. Like,
don't say anything else. Don't say anything else. So
yeah.
Okay, just don't say anything else. Okay, so this.
I feel like I'm gonna get
else on that front, just because I don't want anybody to cherry pick anything off of here. And there's so I want to just talk about the process next. So they put you volunteer your wrists behind your back, and then he puts the torture cuffs on you. And how hard are those torture cuffs put on your wrists?
When he put them on, he had his fingers cupped around the cuffs, and he like freaking he grained them in. You know, he was like he like squeezed them fuckers on in there.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. And
they weren't like put on. They weren't just put on with the finger in between thing. No, he like when he tried to sit on his toes as he was gripping the cuffs onto my wrist.
Oh my God. But you know, I talk to cops all the time, Willis, and they tell me that the cuffs are put on the same every time for every different person. Is that what you experienced? Was it nice and equally applied, and then they put on the double locking so that the torture cuffs wouldn't hurt your wrists? Is that what happened? No.
It was put on in the heat of a moment.
Right. So while he was still pissed off, he put the cops on you, cop style, right?
Yeah.
And they wonder why they get the hate.
Like there was no love before. He put them on them. He clamped them. He didn't put them on my wrist. He clamped them onto my wrist.
I know it, brother. I know it. I know he did. They did it to me lots of times. They hurt me lots of times with those torture cuffs. It's the reason why I am the way I am. The first time they put them on me when I was 18 years old, I never, ever forgot that pain, and it just burned into my soul, and I'm still pissed off about it. So he puts the torture cuffs on you, and then what does he do next? Are you on the ground still, or do they pick you up off the ground?
I think I was when he put the torture cuffs on me, and then I did the passive resistance auto flop.
Okay. And then he puts you in the car?
And then he decides to start dragging me. They picked me up by the cuffs until I spoke out about it. And then he started using my arms to drag me across the road.
Hold on, wait. He picked you up he grabbed the metal chain to drag you around?
Yeah, he grabbed it.
So where we were last, right before the phone cut out, is we were right at that place where the cop had picked you up by your torture cuffs, and you said, "Hey, look, everybody, he's picking me up by my cuffs." And then and then that's where the phone cut out. And so he's grabbing you by the cuffs and dragging you around, and then you're going to, what happens next?
He puts me in the back of the trooper truck, or the deputy truck, and then my niece gets a video of my wrist. Well, actually, one wrist. We're actually the worst, or the less worse off than the two.
Your niece has a video of that? Can I see that video?
Yeah. Silent auditor will give you the link here in the thing. My arrest was on 3 different angles. The live camera that I had silent auditor's camera and then my niece's camera.
I'd like to see a picture of your wrists in those handcuffs for sure, in the torture cuffs.
Okay.
I'd like to be able to see that.
Yeah, silent auditor's working on that as we speak.
No rush. We can always take screenshots of that and get it posted on intorturecuffs.com. So we're, if you have a picture of your wrists that have been damaged, please email them into endtorturecuffs@gmail.com. endtorturecuffs@gmail.com. So, okay, so then he takes you to the police truck. You said there's a truck.
Yeah, it puts me in the back of a truck.
And is the back of the truck the cars where it's just a little claustrophobic area? Is it better?
Yeah, it's just the same little claustrophobic area as their little car thing.
Right, because the idea that you should be treated humanely, even if you've done something wrong, is just so foreign. It's just so stupid. Why in the world would you want to be treated humanely? I mean, what's the deal? I don't know. I mean, you expect humane treatment? What the hell are you talking about? We can put you in a little tiny claustrophobic area and you can just go to hell because you're being charged with a crime anyway. It's not supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to be claustrophobic. You're supposed to be in torture cuffs.
The county paperwork attempts to say that I willfully and knowingly just went and shoved the cop.
Okay, so that's
They
your.
don't say anything that it was elicited activity because of the first shove being by the deputy.
Right, but it's called mens rea. What they're talking about right there is the mens rea,
Yeah.
and they're trying to say that and that can be argued, by the way. You can argue that with the judge. Your lawyer can, what the mens rea is, and
Yeah, but I just want America to know. I just want America to know that this in the paperwork. I just want America to know that they say they're claiming in the paperwork that's written up against me for the charge that it says I willfully and knowingly walked up, just went and pushed the cop or the deputy.
everybody.
It doesn't say anything about the deputy pushing me and then getting an elicited reaction. You see what I'm saying?
Sure, and everybody here knows. Everybody here listening, they all know that the cops in this country are scum, and that the cop definitely initiated the action, no matter what and your lawyer can argue the mens rea, knowingly, willingly, recklessly, negligently, and go ahead.
They tried to give me this paper, and they said if I don't sign that, if I don't fill it out and sign it, that I'm going to not be able to have a public defender. And I said I don't have to fill that out and sign that to have a public defender.
That's exactly correct. You don't.
I never did it. They were trying to tell me that they were going to take that away, and everything. And then all of a sudden, I had a public defender the next morning. This public defender, they already tried to give me this dude years ago, and I had to fire this dude years ago already.
Oh, so he's a state actor.
It's just the county actor. It doesn't get any different. It just is the same prosecution, different story, same prosecution.
Someone to walk you into the dungeon and then say you got a defense.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody to appear as a defender that is not a defender in any way, shape, or form, and will act like you're. I think I don't know exactly what they were saying because I couldn't hear exactly what was being said.
It's called a setup. It's called a setup.
He was trying to talk about my expression, and he was like, well, the defender looks like he, is a little bit, weird and everything, but I would ask for an OR today, something like that.
That you look weird? That's what what? You look weird?
Maybe not that exact words, but it was something to that it was something to the effect of while the defendant is acting a little bit crazy, I still want to ask for an OR this morning.
The defendant's acting a little crazy, but we want to ask for an OR this morning?
It was something to that effect, Chille. I don't know if it was exactly those words, but it was done over a Zoom call. And this could be public this can be FOIA requested, I believe.
It's funny. I'd like to tell that DA or that judge, I'd like to say, well, here's what we're going to do to you. We're going to kidnap you violently. We're going to physically accost you and physically hurt you. Then we're going to strip away all your communication devices and we're going to take you down to a dungeon. Once you get there, we're going to strip search you and treat you like you're an animal. Then we're going to throw you into a dungeon where we throw scraps for food at you. You don't get very much water, so you're going to be dehydrated most of the time. And oh, by the way, don't act crazy today.
Yeah, like they do to us.
That's right. That's exactly correct.
You would like to say that to them like they do to us. Like they actually, you would like to say that to them like they actually do to us.
Right. That's right. And then if you act crazy, well, man, that couldn't be because you were kidnapped, tortured, abused, put in a dungeon and given very little water. That couldn't have anything to do with it. And then the idea that you get a pillow. Oh, man, you do not get a pillow in jail. Why would you ever get a pillow to be comfortable? You're being punished. It's just...
A pillow is like a luxury item in a jail.
Oh, dude, you can't even get a pillow. The idea that you can't get a pillow, let me tell you something, it messes up your head and your neck. You don't sleep well at all. I'm not sure if anybody actually thinks about this, right? But you go to sleep every night on a pillow. And that tiny little pillow that you think is dog poo, and you're like, man, I need another pillow. Well, let me tell you something. Your pillow's not quite as bad as you think it is. Just try to go without one night. And you know what we do in jail when you're in jail? You'll take a piece of a toilet paper roll, that as a pillow. You'll try to roll things up and use it as a pillow. But there's no extra mats. There's no extra blankets. And so you're just going to be horribly uncomfortable. And you won't be able to sleep very well. And then the next day you go to court and the judge or the DA says, well, he's acting crazy today. I wonder why that is. I wonder why someone would be acting irrational after being treated so inhumanely. And they wonder why we just have such a hard time with this criminal injustice industry. It just pisses me off beyond the pale. I'm going to lose my light here pretty soon, but so now where are we? Let me get my camera.
I'm gonna mention you guys that this is a blatant act of intimidating me out of being a protester. This is an act where it says, oh, you better not protest, you better not get provocative, you better not do this, you better not do that, otherwise we'll just throw you in the dungeon for so long that you'll think about whether or not you want to dissent.
Right. Yeah, because if you don't behave, well, if you don't fall in line, then you're going to spend more time in the dungeon. So I'm going to lose my light here. I better cut this, but listen, I want to call you back because I want to know, when is your next court date? Give me that information.
Tomorrow morning on a Zoom call.
Tomorrow morning on a Zoom call. All right, why don't you send me over that Zoom call? Send me over that Zoom information. Send me over that Zoom information, because it is a public hearing, isn't it?
It should be. It says in the NRS 174 that all local courts are denoted justice courts, and that courts are to be open to the public.
Okay, then send me over that Zoom link. And tomorrow is your arraignment?
I don't know what it is going to be tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to have some kind of deal they want to throw at me prior to arraignment or something, whatever thing. You never know what they're going to do.
Well, I'll be on the phone with you.
For so long that they don't think that they can get caught.
All right. Well, they are. Well, listen, I need you to send me that Zoom information. I'm going to publish it because it's a public hearing. So let's bring our team in there and let's make sure there's 50 people sitting on Zoom, and then we'll see what they offer you, and then you can always step outside and give me a call, and I can have a couple people on the phone with me so that we can try to make sure that we give you the best knowledge possible for you to make the best decisions, if that makes any sense. Do you have your...
supposed to send me over... They were supposed to send me over the Zoom information via email, and they haven't done that.
Well, you got to call down in the court in the morning and make sure that you get that information. It's really up to you to get the information, so make sure that you do. Don't let them have any excuses. Go ahead.
You know what's weird, Chille, is that they tell me, "Yeah, let me have your email address so that we can send over the Zoom information." And then I gave them my email address, and they didn't send over Zoom information. They sent over another charge.
Oh, no way. No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So they didn't send the Zoom information, just gave you another charge of battery on a police officer. What was it called? What was the charge again? Assaulting a police officer?
Yeah, it was battery upon a peace officer.
And is he damaged in any way? Is there a bruise, a mark, a scratch, anything on him? No.
I wouldn't be able to contest that the day that there was no harm done to.
No harm.
Yeah.
I know that. Zero harm, but you could have a charge that could cost you months in jail or could cost you thousands of dollars, but there's not a mark on him. It's just...
Yeah, and I have several separated, sprained and separated joints in my left shoulder and back collarbone area.
Wow. Willis, I'm so sorry to hear this, man. I'm so sorry that you're going through this, and I'm glad we got you out.
It really makes me scared to be a protester. I might be smart enough to understand some of these terms, but I'm not. But I must be just stupid enough to just get beat up for being a protester.
Right. Well, listen, man, what time is your hearing tomorrow morning on Zoom? Do you know?
It's supposed to be at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
As far as I know. That's what the court clerk said.
So that's 10 a.m. West Coast time, Pacific Standard Time, correct?
Yeah, Pacific Standard.
So that's 10
I
a.m.
believe. I
That's
don't know.
1
I'm not
p.m.
positive, but...
time. So listen, I'll be up. I'll get up early, and you and I will have a conversation. And if they offer you any deals or anything, I'm gonna have a couple people on the phone with me to try to figure out to try to give you the best information that we can from what we know about what they're offering and what the penalties are. I don't think they're gonna do anything tomorrow other than do a pre-trial and try to arraign you, and that's it, guilty, not guilty. But you need to get the charging instruments tomorrow.
I'm trying to ask for a continuance so that I can try to seek a better counsel. That this is all. I mean, I have some really good people on my side, but I want to ask for a continuance so I can seek better counsel, and so that I don't have to go into making any pleas without proper defense.
So, Willis, let me put this in perspective then. So nobody has been injured. There's been no victim. There's been no property damage. There's been no violence done to anybody. Nobody's hurt. Nobody's bleeding. Nobody's dog is dead. Nobody's cat is dead. Nobody's kid is injured.
Well,
there's nobody with a black eye. And so you're being charged with crimes, but there's absolutely no victim. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm hurt by the deputy.
Yeah, you're the victim.
Yeah.
You're the victim. I didn't mean to disclude you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disclude you. You certainly are a victim.
That's all right.
No, listen. I'm saying that for you to be charged with crimes, for them to say that they're going to charge you with crimes, there is no victim of you. You didn't break anybody's property. You didn't black anybody's eyes. There's no one with a broken bone. But yet you're being charged with a series of crimes, more than one crime.
Yeah, but part of the series of crimes that I'm being charged with also is from the day before, when the other public service agent that has been harassing me for years showed up on the scene where me and Silent Auditor were just doing like a public service agent watch of a new public service agent. We were just sitting there watching him, not protesting him at that time. And then all of a sudden, this one that I normally protest shows up on scene. He doesn't get out of his truck to go help his fellow public service agent do the public duty in which they were up there to do. No, he shows up on scene, he gets out of his truck, comes straight up to my camera, and then starts to proceed to tell me he's going to stick my camera up my ass.
So this happened the day before? That happened on the day before?
The day before.
Okay, so...
The day before.
So now, so here's the worst part for us. For guys like you and I, the only person that you can do anything to that about, you can't go beat the shit out of that guy. You have to report him to the cops. And if that guy's buddy with the cops, then you have no other outlet, right?
The thing is I never beat the shit out of nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
Down in L.A., some of the church, I didn't have no pepper spray, and somebody was actually claiming they were going to stuff my camera up my ass, standing within arm's length.
Hold on a second.
I didn't beat nobody up. I pushed somebody away from me.
I know. Hold on one second. I'm going to put you on mute real quick. Hold on one second. I got to just make sure there's nothing.
Okay.
Do I have 2 yums in here? There's only 1 yum. There's only 1 yum.
I can't hear you.
I know. 1 second, brother. 1 second. Do I have 2 yums in here? I can't have 2 yums. I cannot have 2 yums in here. I can only have 1 yum. So the other yum has got to go. I can't do it. I can't have it. So I'm talking to you guys. I put them on mute real quick because I can't have 2 people with the same name or the same icons. It's got to be fixed. I can't have it. I don't know who's who. So it's a big problem YouTube has. So, okay. So now I got you back, Willis. Sorry about that. So now you have court tomorrow morning, and that's at 10 a.m. Nevada time. And then I guess you and I will be in touch in the morning. You know, I have a huge day tomorrow. I have so much tomorrow. I've also tomorrow, I think we're going to get Christy Roan on tomorrow for her baby shower. She has a baby coming here in the next month. So, but I want to be in touch with you the whole way. So if you want to call me in the morning and stay in touch with me, I would like to make sure I stay with you. And for the love of God, you know, I don't take plea deals. The first deal I get offered for sure. So that's what I do. You know, yeah. I would recommend that the first offer that they offer to you, that you know, I always think about that, you know, before I just say yes and take a deal, you know, especially because
I don't want to take any deals at all.
I get that.
I know for a fact that I didn't go down there with the intent to push anybody.
Right.
I went down there with the intent to record.
Right. Right.
And possibly protest.
Right. So, okay, well, let's see what the charging instruments are tomorrow. Let's see if everything shakes out. What's the name of that? Do you know the names of all these people, first and last names?
Of how many?
I would like the name of the guy
one?
who told you he was going to shove your phone up your booty. I want the name of that guy so I can look him up online. And, you know, it's like,
That
look.
dude is county, what?
The county
now or later?
You can tell me now. You know his name. What's his name?
His name is County Public Service Agent Jim Basinger.
Jim Basinger. Bassinger. Jim.
Something like that. I don't know. Yep.
And that's in Nye County, Nevada. NYE.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, you know, what's going to happen is it sucks, but you're going to have to fight these people through the legal system and through private investigators. Yeah. And you're going to have to make sure that
I'm going to have to defend myself against this.
Yes. If you don't defend yourself, then they want to put you in a dungeon. That's their goal. Their whole goal is to lock you up. That's their goal. For the state to be able to make money off
me.
I'm
the loudest one. I'm the loudest voice around here. I'm the one that does the protesting for the town. I'm like the town crier around here. I'm not afraid to raise my voice and let the wrongs be heard.
Perfect.
They want to shut me up every time.
And what's the name of that town that you live in? What's the name of the town?
Well, it's called Gabbs, Nevada, but you know, this is a very small town, and that's like, I don't really mind. I mean, criminals, if they're going to harm my house, I don't know. But what am I supposed to do? We give our stupid names at the freaking school and everything else, and the public. I don't know. It's. I'm a little worried about everything, but at the same time, I'm not, because there's injustice going on, and who cares about, I would rather stop injustice than think that I was going to be, safe from people.
No, they'll try to ruin you, dude. They'll try to ruin you. They will try to ruin you. They will do everything they can to ruin you. And there's no victim. There's absolutely no victim other than you. And they will do everything they can to ruin your life. And so listen, you see what I'm doing, right? I'm taking it to the limit.
Yeah.
People who hurt me, I'm hitting them back. And so you have to understand, if you don't fight back, you'll end up in a dungeon. And the people, once you go there, the people who put you there, they won't feel any shame at all for what they've done. They'll feel like they're entitled. You've got to fight with all your might, which means we have to expose all these people. We have to expose who this Johnny guy is, who's the county worker out there. You have to start to expose people. Unfortunately, you have to, I mean, I can't tell you everything on the phone right here that I would do, but none of it's illegal. You just have to do it. None of what.
Yeah, the district attorney is like the main crook here in this county, and they're like I say, it stems back to even that we were protesting the same public service agent, Jim Basinger, when those people attacked me, plotted and then attacked me, shot at silent auditor, and this John Friel Jr. has yet to prosecute this woman and her family. Broke my cameras, punched me up really good,
They've just created this.
It's egregious.
Yeah, they've created
It's egregious.
They've created a criminal injustice system that they target who they don't like, and everybody else that they like or is their friend or who'll just fall in line is going to be okay. But if you don't fall in line and you fight back, well, then you're the squeaky wheel. So we got to try to get you off, and they're trying to take you out. That's what they're trying to do. So no.
I swear, Chille, that our attack was back in May, and that lady made the news with her attack on us over our cameras and our First Amendment speech.
Wow.
And she, for all intents and purposes, me and silent auditor haven't been informed of an arraignment of her person.
Oh,
to this day.
For shooting at you.
Yeah, for shooting at silent auditor and fucking attacking me, knocking the.
Oh, and people.
He was gonna knock me the fuck out. I stepped back real far, and then he ran back in my face, and my mom yelled, "I'm recording this," and had her phone up in the air, but she didn't actually have the recording. But it worked. The deputy backed off of me, thought that my mom was actually recording, and then I filed charges on the deputy for stalking, threatening, and harassing me and my family. And then my charges never went nowhere. I never got a case titled for my complaint. And then in 2016, that was the end of 2015. Well, in the start of 2016, this deputy gets charges on me, and they say they changed it from they changed the three that I charged him with around and placed them on me. They changed intimidation to intimidating, or they changed his threat into me supposedly intimidating a public official, and then they prosecuted me for like up to 3 years before one of the better justices of the peace here in the county dropped all the charges after I recused like 2 judges. After I had to fire almost every dump truck public defender that they had put in front of me.
I'm not shocked at all. And the population of your town is 200 people. So that means everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows who you are. You know who everybody is. If someone gets cheated by the cops, they call you because you're the town crier, correct?
Yeah, yes,
Right.
yes. They come to me to see what I can do. Can I bring out my camera? Can I go and record them? Can I, yeah.
I'm glad you're out of jail, man. That
And
town
so
needs you.
This little town is like a Alaskan village without the cold. There's people out here with blue tarps on their roof. There's people out here with their part of their shingles or part of their siding has been ripped off by the wind. Even like this guy that lives across the street from me, he's like an ex-Navy and works up here at the mine and is pretty well-to-do. He was trying to put up a shed across the street, like a metal shed, and the wind came up during him trying to put up this metal shed, and basically he only was halfway there, and it ripped like the whole front end of half of what he was building, and he can't even put the rest of it together until he gets that front part fixed, and now it's just waving in the wind, just in this mangled look, and they're harping on me about my property, which some of the way my property looks isn't just because I got a dirty yard. It's because I'm in an artistic protest right now where these county officials think that they can tell me what to do, and I'm trying to prove a point through protest that, you know, I might not like the way that my house looks right now, but this is the way my house is going to look in an artistic value until I am no longer getting harassed and told what to do with my property. When the services around here are adequate to where I can throw some of my property away without getting harassed that, oh no, they can use the dump, but you can't. And then when my people and my neighbors around here aren't paying for services, paying service fees for things that our taxes are supposed to be already have done paid for.
Right. Okay, so I mean, I know there's probably a million problems in that town. I know we could sit and address 40 of them right now, but right now the biggest problem for me in that town is that you're charged with crimes. And so I want to stay as hyper focused as we can on that. And so let's follow your trial tomorrow morning. I'm going to be on the phone with you tomorrow morning right after you get out of court. I wouldn't take a plea deal on your first time. They'll offer you something tomorrow. I would just get your continuance or do your arraignment and then see what we can do as far as seeing if there's going to be anybody out there who can represent you, that can help you, and that, you know, and we can put pressure on these people, on the powers that be in that town, including the county itself. And we'll do that with the people from the channel. Okay? That
would be right and just. I would believe in any of those suggestions. I was looking, you know Bay Area Transparency?
Oh yeah, I like Bay Area Transparency a lot. I better be careful if I say that because then someone will say something bad.
Well, he's been promoting this Pointer and Buena LLP. They're lawyers out of Northern California, and I was thinking about, I've already tried to ask them if they would be willing to work with me,
yeah, we got to get your representative for sure. We got to get you counsel, but not that public pretender there that they're trying to walk you into the dungeon with. So we'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out. All right.
Yeah, I have faith that justice will prevail, but at the same time, I know that we're living in a really crooked legal system that's trying to overtake our nation of laws.
Yeah, I don't have faith justice will prevail at all. I think that we have to fight with every single tool that we have, and I think that we're going to have to push back against this county and against these corrupt people as hard as we can. So, all right, listen, Willis, I'll let you go, and I'll talk to you tomorrow morning as soon as you get out of court, all right?
Yes, sir.
You call me tomorrow, all right? And for everybody here that helped pitch in for Willis, getting him out, thank you so much. You know, people have called me and said, thank you. I had nothing to do with this. I was only the conduit, and I'm so grateful you're out of jail, man. That's all I care about. So let's fight to try to...
I can't say thank you enough. You know, I can't say thank you enough. The people that give me hope. Many of you inspire me beyond not only to keep going, but just to say, to to inform other people, you know, let's all keep going and trying to make this world better and less, you know, more serviceable, and not so much that the public service agents act like they own our public and the public in general.
Well, you know, it just
thank you all. God bless you.
Thank you too, brother. God bless you too. Just gives me hope that there's so many people who are loving. It gives me a lot of hope, and it's been a rough ride. So really appreciate you, Willis, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, buddy?
Okay, thank you.
Talk to you soon. Bye, buddy.
Good night.
Good night, buddy. So that was You Have Rights, Cops Have Duties. You know, listen, he's one of our people. He's one of our people. We can't leave our people in a dungeon. We can't do it. You know, we cannot do it. So we got to fight back. We got to fight hard. And so we're going to have to really push hard and call in and, hey, cancel torture cuffs. Shoot me an email so I know it's you, because I have an email from you previously, so I know that who that is exactly. And then yeah, and then Yum, did you email me, because I got to send you a link. You got to look at this link, man. Yum, you got to look at this link. I want you to look at the link. It's important that you look at it before I publish it. So I want you to see it. Okay? So shoot me another email, Yum, so that I can send you this link that I have that I'm going to publish. And we don't stop. We don't stop. I literally have spent every single minute that I wasn't doing something today with you guys. I started early. Then we had the afternoon after court. And now tonight, I'm with you guys again tonight. We don't stop. We don't stop. I'll check my email, Yum, as soon as I get off here. But I want you to take a look at this before I release it, Yum. So, listen, nothing but love for you guys. Thank you guys so much for all of you guys who pitched in, even the $2, $3, $1, people who pitched in to get Willis out of jail. God bless you, man. There's just no worse place on earth. There's no worse place on earth than jail. Hi, Roxy. How you doing? There's no worse place on earth than jail. Okay, I'll look, Yum. I haven't even checked my email. Kim, good to see you. Chevy, good to see you. Silent Auditor, thank you for coming by. John, thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. Doing the best I can. You know, doing the best I can with what I got. Troll Hunters in the room. Roxy sending some love to you. Deanna, good to see you. Greg, the man, the myth, the legend. Scrubzilla, Les Paul, thank you for coming. Thank you. Las Vegas Freedom News, good to see you, man. Good to see you. KT, love seeing you. Tim, always nice to see you. Gloria, Jeff hates pigs. Roxy Lane, Chuck P is here. I'm so happy to see you all. I spent every single free minute I had today, I spent with you guys. And I'm not going to stop, because we got to get back to mission. Meaning that, have you put the city council meeting on your calendar? Who has not let me know which city council meeting they're going to yet? Have you set up? Gloria, are you going to your city council meeting to talk about torture cuffs? Tuffy, are you going to your city council meeting to talk about torture cuffs? How many people here are going to their city council meetings to talk about the torture cuffs? And that's what we need to stay focused on. That's back to mission. All right, I'm going to get the flock out of here. Thanks for keeping up with me. Thanks for letting me talk. I appreciate it. God bless you. God bless the United States. And we don't stop. Willis, I'm glad you're out of jail, brother. God bless you and good luck tomorrow. See you guys on the next one. Later.